Are you all having fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're having fun.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll come.
Neil Ryan.
Bye.
Got
All
your name
right.
there.
Oh, you what?
Hey!
Yay, that's counting one, counting.
Wonderful.
Yay! Few cards. Yay! Congratulations, Vlad.
Wow,
Oh, yes, blood.
Blood.
Blood. Today.
Najtovaj kopni,
Okay.
which means may you be kicked by a duck. Dobry den.
Double them.
Wonderful. And next, we have the lovely, the one and only Sho Wiley. Woo!
Yes.
But we will find out.
Whoops.
Thank you.
Very,
Timber.
Good luck. I watch you. Nice to have you.
Does it come higher or not?
Like try. Keep trying.
Okay, then I'll bend. Okay. My turn then. No, thank you, Janet. I'm so happy that we have a good mic. That was actually,
Thank you.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay. Wonderful. And thank you to everyone who makes Halloween fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janet. But then I'm also really grateful for the people who deal with the things that we don't normally talk about at any other time of year, the real feelings and the real, so it's an interesting mix. Yeah, it sure is. One of my inspirations in life was my poetry professor, Robin Skelton, and unfortunately I don't think you can see his picture, but he's wearing, he generally wore a ring on just about every finger, and they were big jeweled rings like this, so that's my costume, is to wear rings like Robin. And he was my professor of poetry at the University of Victoria, and one of my great mentors in life, and he was also a practicing witch. So I thought I'd read to you a short bit of something he wrote. It's not one of his poems, but I have a wonderful poem, but it's kind of long. Do witches perform exorcisms? Some witches do lay ghosts. The form of exorcism they use is much gentler than that used by some Christian churches. The ghost is regarded as being a misplaced spirit that has failed to make the transition from this life to the next. Or it may be simply an imprint of strong emotions left in a particular place, causing that place to become disturbed, to suffer from strange noises, patches of cold, doors opening and shutting of their own accord. Sometimes the ghost is simply a feeling or an atmosphere that depresses. The witch's task is firmly and politely to send away the misplaced spirit or to bless and heal the house wounded by past emotions. All exorcisms leave a kind of emptiness which must be filled by a blessing. Indeed, most witches take great care to bless any house or apartment into which they or their friends move. There are always some traces of past occupants and of the emotional lives of others, and these can be disturbing. Some witches are expert ghost hunters and exorcists. Now, Robin believed that in the tradition of Druids, it is also the job of poets to use their words to conduct real tasks in the world, and he did, in fact, do exorcisms of ghosts himself, and many blessings. So, in the tradition of Robin, I thought I'd read a really scary poem. I met a woman when I was doing the Fringe Festival this fall who suffered from narcolepsy. And that meant that she would get stuck between waking and sleeping state, but it was like she was in a coma. She was paralyzed, she couldn't move. And this talks about one of the experiences she would have in that state, which is apparently common to cultures all over the world, these particular kinds of experiences she discovered. So there we go, that's the little intro. It's called simply Fish. A friend of mine canned salmon yesterday. Slippery fish, skin, blood, and guts. So sleek in the water, streaming along. I'm glad no one wants to can me, though I've got some poems up on YouTube. And had a lover once who violently thought he could consume me. Strange how compelling their desire can be. But who doesn't like to be thought delicious? The pleasure of being found tasty. I used to have a waking nightmare, alien sirens lusting for me, promises of pleasure that left me empty, raped. How much more convenient to steal the essence without having to butcher the body. The sirens caught me by my shining shadow tail, that part of me that longs to be caught. Luckily, I've learned how to get away, holding fast intently to what I love most. Strange that there's a place in us that loves to be prey, that can be seduced by the lure of pleasure. Yet how could we be human without it? Oddly, we call those who conceal it cold fish. But cold fish might be easier to catch. The opa, the world's only warm-blooded fish, silvery orange and big as a harvest moon, has better vision, faster muscles and nerves, being warm-blooded. I'm happy to be seduced by music, by the moon, or a day. They can catch me by my tail, I don't mind, but it's only fun because I can say no. If the animal can't run away, it's not fair game, we used to say. And many, maybe other races of the universe have the right to say what you do unto others, that's just fair play. The ocean of space, we say, the sea of sky. I like to say the nest of belonging, woven of all our chosen bits. But to be longing, where's the comfort in that? Words are slippery fish. Would you like some more pepper or salt with this dish? Life, it's a movable feast. Every mouthful a new taste of mystery beast.
Yeah.